Hey guys, I'm back with another video. This time I'm doing a video about American TV shows, or rather I should say American TV shows that overstay its welcome. Now don't get me wrong, I love American TV, there's so many good TV shows, American TV shows. But I feel like about 90% of them overstays its welcome. Now I feel like Prison Break, that 5 season show, amazing show, I will highly recommend it. Like, of course, I'm not going to be spoiling about any of some of the shows I'm going to mention because, that will be a dickhead move. But Prison Break, there's 5 seasons of that show. Realistically, there should be about 2 seasons, 3 at the highest. It overstayed its welcome. And that's the problem for American TV shows. Pretty much all of them overstay its welcome, and it always tends to have a bad series finale. Because I watch so many TV shows, especially American TV shows, and so many of them just have bad series finales. And the reason why they have shitty series finales is because they overstay its welcome. Zombie is another example. I feel like that show overstayed its welcome, which led to that disaster series finale. Of course, I'm not going to talk about that terrible series finale of Zombie because that would be a video for another day. Oof. But I just feel like it's a big problem just with shows just overstaying its welcome. It's a big problem. This brings me up to other problems I have with American TV shows. Like, this one kind of gets under my skin because it's really unnecessary. And what that point is unnecessary spin-offs. Look at Wizard of Waverly Place. That show did not deserve a spin-off. It was unnecessary. Like, of course, I haven't watched it, so for all I know, it's probably amazing. But it's unnecessary. It doesn't need another, show. Like, because so many American shows just have all of these spin-offs. And I'm just sitting here like, they're just not necessary. Like, I remember my sister, my older sister, she loved the show called Friends, and they did the spin-off about one of the characters there. And I remember that she hated it, saying it was unnecessary. Which, I watched a bit of Friends. I'm not the biggest fan of that show. Please don't kill me. But, I watched a bit of Friends and a bit of that spin-off. And I realised that it's unnecessary. It just feels like a money grab and just a waste of everyone's time. Like, it just feels like a lazy excuse to bring back your favourite characters in an unsatisfied way, if that makes sense. And the problem is, it's still happening. It feels like so many American shows are also saying it's welcome. It creates too many unnecessary seasons, and then on top of that, it creates unnecessary spin-offs, and it's just an obvious money grab, and I just don't like it. I love The Big Bang Theory. Like, don't get me wrong, The Big Bang Theory is amazing, but I feel like it kind of overstayed its welcome. Like, this isn't, like, I'm not bashing The Big Bang Theory. I love that show. This was one of the first shows I ever watched it on Netflix or just in general. But it just feels like with the later seasons, they kind of just give up. And it just feels like, why don't you just end the show? But it's just like, because it just feels like after the 6th or 7th season of Big Bang Theory, it feels unnecessary, if that makes sense. I'll just end the show around season 6 or season 8 or 7. Yeah, but that's just my opinion. There are plenty of other shows that I could mention. I'm from the UK, so don't worry. The UK shows, England shows, aren't getting away from this. Doctor Who. Why is there so many series? Why is it still ongoing? Like, I swear there's like 25 plus seasons, and each time they're changing, like, the main character, like the main doctor. Like, I never watched Doctor Who. As a kid, I watched a few episodes and then I just dropped it because it was just boring to me. Of course, I can easily be wrong on this, but I just feel like no show deserves that many series, which brings me on to another show, which I personally think is overrated. Please don't kill me on that. Like, just take 5 seconds to calm down before I mention the show that I'm going to mention that I think is overrated and completely overstays its welcome. Now, the show that I'm gonna say is overrated and completely overstays its welcome is The Simpsons. Now, I know all of you are screaming at the screen and saying, all of you just screaming at the screen, being like, "What the hell are you saying? Like, The Simpsons are the best. It's like just a classic." But calm down. Let me explain. Let me explain. Like, currently of recording, there's about 37 seasons of The Simpsons, and it's confirmed that they're making another season. But you see the problem there? 37 seasons. Why is there so many? No show needs that many seasons. Like, don't get me wrong, I used to love The Simpsons, and then I realised, hold up, why is there so many series? Why is it still going on for 37 years? It just feels unnecessary. Like, just let the show go. Because I feel like for a show to be truly good, you have to let it end. If you never let the show end, then it will never truly be good, if that makes sense. Like, the same could be said about Family Guy and America Dad. I love both those shows, but there's so many series. Like, just end it. And I feel like The Simpsons is the worst offender for this. Like 36, no, as if I swear there's 37 seasons of The Simpsons. Just, no. No! It's stupid. Okay, it's not stupid, it's unnecessary and it's lazy. It just feels like they can't come up with a new show, so let's just create another series of this classic show. Like, I know that people screaming at me right now, being like, "Oh, what you're saying is stupid," but The Simpsons needs to end. Like, why are there so many series? Like, I don't care if it's a classic. Like, 36 to 37 series, like, and I swear it's 20 episodes, like, per season, which is just, why? Like, who has the time? Who has the time for all of those episodes? I remember when I was a kid, and I wanted to watch, like, every series and episode of The Simpsons. I remember I just stopped around season 2. I don't know what episode, but I remember I stopped around season 2 because I realised that, hold up, I can't do this. And plus, I find the earlier seasons to be kind of boring, so I dropped it. This just kind of just says a lot about just The Simpsons, because you can't really watch a show like that, because even after you finish it, there's more and more. Because I am the sort of person that will watch the show to the end, but when it comes to shows like this, I just have to just no. I just have to say no, because no, like 37 series is just too, like, long. And plus, like, I'm tempted just to watch The Simpsons again, like the latest episodes, just to see what's going on. But I just thought it'd just be a waste of time. Like, I don't know. Of course, you can disagree and agree on that, but like, you have to agree that The Simpsons have completely overstayed its welcome. Completely. Another day, I was just going through just Nickelodeon, because Nickelodeon's dead, let's face it, Nickelodeon isn't a thing anymore. So I just decided just to go through, like, random, like, TV shows, saying, oh, if I watched it or not. And I remember I came across iCarly. I loved iCarly when I was a kid. I always thought it was, like, the best show on Nickelodeon. I always thought that iCarly was better than Victorious. Because, like, I should say this in a separate video, but I'm just going to say it now. iCarly actually had a series finale and ending, like Victorious, which just ended. But I remember that I was watching, well, I wasn't watching, I was just looking through iCarly, and I remember that there was just guess what? A spin off of iCarly. Of course, it's cancelled now, but it's just, why? Why are there all these unnecessary just spin offs? Because iCarly didn't need one. And plus, they didn't have the actor, for Sam there, because of course she stopped acting with good reason, obviously. If it just begs the question of why make it then. It's unnecessary, and most importantly, nobody asked. It's just a cheap way to earn money. and just a way to keep nostalgia going because these shows run on nostalgia, which is just very very unnecessary. Now I want to mention just another TV show. Like this is a TV show from my childhood. I remember I loved it, and I decided to just check on it. Like I went on you not YouTube but on Google to see if the show's still going on, and surprisingly, and I was actually shocked when I saw this. It's still going on, and the show that I'm talking about is Ninjago. If you know that show, just Lego ninjas. I loved it when I was a kid, and I was doing some research because I remember that on Netflix there's about 6 seasons. I remember that I stopped. I remember I stopped watching around the 7th season because I got as a kid because I got bored, and then I found out there's about 3 or 4 like just different Ninjago shows. I'm just like, what the hell is going on? Why are they making so many? It just feels like they're just dragging just on the story because realistically, Ninjago should have ended around part 5, well around season 5. But like maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Ninjago is amazing. Maybe the new series are better than the old ones because I used to watch when I was a kid, and I remember I loved it. But I stopped watching it because it just dragged on, and it's mind blowing that a show like that is still going on. Why are there so many series? Cut it out. Yeah. The next show I'm gonna talk is gonna be very controversial because even I'm not sure if this show should be on here because this show didn't overstay its welcome, and there's no spin-off. So you probably think to yourself, if you guys will probably think to yourself, if there's no spin-off and it just overstays its welcome, then what the hell are you talking about it here? It's just I feel like it has to be talked about, and that show is Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I probably butchered that, but Brooklyn Nine-Nine, yeah. I see. Okay, Brooklyn Nine-Nine didn't overstay its welcome. The problem is around season 6. Like you could, like, the show quality, like just the quality on the writing, just dropped. It just wasn't as good. Like don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it was dog shit. It was unwatchable, but it wasn't as good as the other series. Because correct me if I'm wrong, but I swear Brooklyn Nine-Nine around the 6th season they had like a new producer or something like that, or a new network, so they had like less episodes because after like season 5. Each seasons after that has less episodes, which is just because Brooklyn. I shouldn't be talking about Brooklyn Nine-Nine because it didn't break any of the rules. It's just the show quality just it just went downhill. And sadly enough, we will never get a Brooklyn Nine-Nine reunion because the actor of Captain Holt, you know. Rest in peace. Oof. But it's a really good show. You can watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I would recommend it, even though the show quality really drops down massively around the 6, 7, or 8 season. Like after season 5, it drops the quality of that show. Sadly, but I just felt like I should mention Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I just felt like I should. Now, the other show I want to mention is from the CW. He's one of my favourite superheroes. It's The Flash. That show went on for too long. It wasn't even 8, it was 9 seasons. That was too long. The show just dragged. I personally think The Flash should have ended around season 5 because that's just when the show just started declining, and it never recovered. Oh my god, it was just see, I'm a big Flash fan, so this got to me on a personal level, especially when I realised that the writers just didn't know what to do, and the actors who were on the Flash were kind of just. It felt like they didn't want to be there anymore. It felt like because in the earlier seasons of the Flash, it felt like the actors wanted to be there. It felt like the actors wanted to like act, and it felt like the writers were actually trying. But in the later season, it feels like the actors were kind of forced to be there, and it felt like the writer was just forced to write whatever garbage just to fill a paycheck, whether it was good or not. No, thank God that the Flash is over after 9 seasons. Who would have thought that the Flash would have went on for so long? That it got to me on a personal level because I really love the Flash, the superhero. But in life, in live action, they always do the Flash dirty. In the Flash movies. Then again, that's just because of the actor who's playing him, and in the Flash TV show, it's just that's just a rant for another day.